What's up, guys? Back for another WutheringWaves video, and I'm going to keep this one rather short. So, Yinlin is going to be dropping soon. She is a 5-star Electro Rectifier character, and while I would make a full-blown should you summon, I feel like as someone who is still learning the ins and out of the game, I feel like I maybe not be the most qualified. I know I'm a content creator kind of thing, but I do know how and why Yinlin is going to be good, and I know why I'm going to be summoning for her personally, and that is the outro skill. Now, to give a quick insight to her kit, she's pretty much going to be doing a lot of long range stuff. You do a bunch of basic attacks, she gains stacks, her charge attack changes kind of like Encore, you build up the bar, you do more damage. Pretty basic kind of stuff for a DPS, not too complicated. However, what makes her really good is going to be her outro skill. Now, the importance of outro skills in Wuthering Waves is crazy and could pretty much, I wouldn't say make or break a character, but you're going to notice when you do the right outro skills and you get the right buffs, man, you're going to notice. Because trust me, when I get the right outro buffs for my characters, I'm like, wow, I can see the damage difference because I didn't know what I knew where outro skills were, but I didn't really understand how to trigger them when I first started playing. Uh, you know, Bit of a misplay. It is what it is. We aren't all perfect, but once I figured out how to do them after a few hours of playing, I was like, holy crap! Reading this outro that increases my basic attack damage, and then I do the outro skill and I see my basic attack damage. I'm like, whoa, this is definitely an increase. And Yinlin has one of the best ones I've seen personally. Increases electro damage by 20% and resonance liberation damage bonus is increased by 25%. This lasts for 14 turns or if the character exits the field. So, what this means is if you're using an electro character, 20% damage. Beautiful. If you're using a character with resonance liberation damage, and then there's 25%. This means if you are a Kalcharo main, you would be pretty foolish to skip Yinlin. Which, thankfully, if you're re-rolling, this won't be a problem. You just pull Yinlin and then pick Kalcharo, you're done. Or if you summon for Jian, let's just hope you get lucky, right? Luckily, KuroGames has been giving out a lot of currency and a lot of pulls, so I feel like we'll be okay if you summon on both of them. But if you call yourself a Kalcharo main, you have to pull Yinlin. They are a match made in heaven. Actually, so insane. Now, Yinlin's weapon also increases attack of whoever you switch into, I'm pretty sure. But you don't really have to get it unless you really, really want it. Most of the time when it comes to weapons or equipment in these kind of games, I say if they are a DPS, you should go for it, right? Most of the time, if you really truly want to main the DPS. If they're a support, unless it does one of the most broken things in the game, I'd say just relax and don't worry about it. I feel like in these type of games, having the extra character is always more important. But if you want to min-max and get her weapon, it's definitely not a bad one. But this is more so summoning for Yinlin herself, because most of the time, I don't think people are going to summon for the weapon and not the character, unless it's a very, very specific case. Like, oh, I really like Encore, and I want to summon for Yinlin's weapon because that was crit rate and all that stuff, and it's like her best in slot. Fair at the end of the game, but once you play the game more, you're probably going to acquire most, if not all, of these standard banner weapons, and pulling for a weapon that only has a 10% increase is probably not the best use of your currency, but like I said, if you really like her weapon, I'd say go for it. It's the beginning of the game. You have a lot more currency than you normally would if you're doing the daily grind. So why not? Weapon looks really good. Yinlin's a very cool character. But anyway, like I said, back to actual Yinlin. If you're running an Electro character, I feel like you gotta pull her just because the damage increase is nice. It'll also help with his ult as well. Or if you're using a character that focuses on their ultimate for damage, Yinlin can also help with that. I believe it would work with Jian. I haven't pulled Jian, so I'm not like a mastermind of his kit. But here, how about this? A better character. Sanhua's ult would do more damage, right? The her ult would do more damage. The Spectre Rover ult would do more damage, right? If there are a ult centric character, Yinlin is gonna help him out, right? Kind of like how I believe she also boosts resistance liberation damage as well. Very strong buff. Characters in the future who use their ultimate, Yinlin's going to help. I feel like she's a pretty safe sub DPS slash support character to have at the start of the game. So if you like her, I don't think there's anything wrong with pulling her. Now, that'll pretty much be it for the video. In the future, for future summons, I'll go over the characters' kits a bit more in detail. But until then, obviously, I gotta play the game and master everything to make sure I'm giving you guys the best content possible and with as little errors as possible. But anyway, let me know if you're summoning for Yinlin in the comments, and of course, I will catch y'all when her banner drops. I will be doing some summonings because I gotta get her, bro. Not having her has been painful. Everyone's putting her in C tier. I gotta get her. I gotta get her up in the A, bro. I gotta show them how it is. So we'll be there, you know. Anyway, thanks for watching.